You moving? 100, dude, I still have no name! Fuck! Create, Necropolis. Okay. Fuck, MBX. Bleeds. I don't know. Yo, Bleeds is fine. Yo, we're in! We're in! Okay! That's it? What do we take? I guess we take a Rui ward, man, because I just realized my character is actually unkillable right now. Because it's minus 13 damage from attack thanks to the Bramble check. All these monsters are doing 0 damage. Let's try craft something cool. Physical mod, attack mod, and 4-link, and quality, weapon, bow. Let's go. Lightning Res, Fizz, Dex with 5 quality. That is actually terrible. Are we breaking our only weapon, or do we double corrupt it for something insane? If this one fails now, we have a problem. And there is the first Chaos Orb. Let's go, let's go! Or do we sacrifice it for currency? Nah, dude, fuck this, man. I know exactly what's gonna happen with that. Alley hit of the Spectrum. Huh. I guess we take the barracks. Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Yesterday night was the league start, the 324 Necropolis start, and yeah, want to give you guys my 2 cents about how everything went and how the character is doing. So based on the league itself, or the league start, I think it was like a very good experience. I had like, I think 2 crashes overall in the span of like 8-9 hours or something. The queues were going fast. I think absolutely one of the better league starts that we had so far, because we had league starts where everything went downhill, endless queues and whatnot, and this time around it went very smoothly. So let's talk about my character, which is MBX Bleeds. Currently level 66, and we got to the Blood Aqueduct Act 9 yeah, for the first night, which is kind of like standard nowadays that I go to Blood Aqueduct. And if I'm super motivated, then I usually go to maps, but this is actually rarer the case. It always depends when the league start happens and stuff, my time and stuff. And yeah, so early game, as expected, was meh. It is, you know, split arrow with a chance to bleed, and this is basically all you have. You can opt in for some 1-link puncture, maybe 2-link. You don't really have a lot of stuff to use, right? But once you do the first lap, once you have your 100% chance to bleed, it starts getting like upwards, you know. And once you're like Act 6, Act 7, once you get like your Resolute Technique keystone over here, and you're going to the second lap, which is the Gladiator bleed explosions. Now it's just like a complete brain AFK, press 1 button, everything dies. And we also have now Snipe, which, as I said, is clunky in the start. Like, the further you go on the character, the better it will get. Just because you're gonna get more attack speed, you're gonna channel faster. But at the moment, it's like, it's very slow, right? So we opted in with Frost Blink, so we can blink while we're charging up. Which is kind of nice, because there are bosses, or yeah, monsters or something like that, that get activated, like Aberrath, when you get close to them, right? So what you can do is you can just like chilling charge it up, and then you Frost Blink there, they get active, you shoot 1 arrow, and they usually die. I also opted in, instead of the Mono Forged Arrow setup, I'm currently playing Ensnaring Arrow, Ballista Totem, and GMP, because I kind of feel like that early on, like just putting down a couple of totems while you're running around and doing like rare monsters just is like easier, and it's easier on the mana sustain as well. So let's take a look. Let's do a Blood Aqueducts run to see or to show how the build currently looks like before we move on. And on top of that, when we talk about the league mechanic, I think it is a very passive league mechanic, so nothing really happening too much. I think I have a total of like 3 deaths so far. The first one was in the mudflats, the Roas. I mean, you know, it's not the worst thing to die there. It can happen to the best, you know, and to everybody else. And basically, the second time was, I don't know, it was somewhere in Act 5. There was a modifier when I kill monsters or a certain pack of monsters. There's like some kind of like lightning chaos thingy going on, and this just straight up one-shot me, and I was like, wait, what's that? I moved there again, I killed the monsters, and I die again. I was like, I have no idea what this was, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, what I do, I always put the hardest modifiers on top. You know, my build can handle it. It's absolutely no problem so far. And somebody said in the chat, when you move the hardest tiers on top, where there's more common for the harder modifiers, then you're more likely to get higher modifiers on the next zone and on the next zone and so on. This can also replicate to the upward sides, where you get like, I don't know, like 600% increased experience or chance to drop a Jeweler Orb or Chromatic or something like that. So I guess this is gonna turn out better once we get into maps. But so far, it is very passive. So, you know, I pick my mods, but I don't really feel that I'm playing a league mechanic. When it comes to the crafting part, I did do some crafting, but I have not gotten anything valuable out of that. It kind of a bit of a harvest, just with less deterministic. You just pick all your mods, like, hey, I want to craft a bow, right? Or at first you're going to add all the mods. Hey, we're going to craft something with extra physical, with attack modifiers, with, I don't know, like extra links, quality and stuff like that. And then you press the item that you want to craft. For me, it was always a bow, because I think it's like the most important or impactful thing here. And yeah, you just get shit. That's just how it is. Gearing wise, we can talk about that once we did the Blood Aqueducts run. So we're currently running War Banner, Determination, and Purity of Elements. I did do Purity of Elements because my resistance were so terrible. I think I had like, after the first Kitab, I was like on 20 res or something, and that was so terrible. Since I'm playing like the solo self-on approach in the campaign, that I just opted in for that. And it's also like the safer version for, what do you say, opening strong boxes and those kind of things. You know, it's like, if you have Purity of Element and you are ailment immune, then you're gonna have like a good time when it comes to that. Actually, don't need all that stuff, man. I still have like this solo self-on mindset that I need to pick up so many items. But if you have like, here a ghosted monster, you get down your ballista totems, you charge up your snipe. But at the moment, I'm having like really good DPS just on my split arrow. I'm running a 5-link right now. And this basically takes care of almost everything. Let's say it like that. Quickly play the league mechanic. Wait. Immune to physical damage might be not the best thing that we could do, right? So, I'll probably skip that. I think overall, maybe Expedition would be something that we could farm early on, because the clear is pretty good, and I think as long as there is no immune to physical, we should be fine. Thicket Bow could be an upgrade. Oh, and another Chaos Orb makes it 41 in total. What was I saying? Yo, about the bow upgrades, right? The thing is, if you have like nice physical modifiers on there, it can be an upgrade, but it's kind of very, very bound on the base. For example, like a ranger bow is not really a good base, and it was just good roll. That's why it had a lot of damage. But before that, I was running a blue Citadel bow. Citadel is the best base. It has like, I don't know, the lowest crit, lowest attack speed whatsoever, but it has the highest damage, the base damage, you know, from the combined attack speed and flat damage that it has. And I was running a blue bow with just like the vendor recipe, where you put in a blacksmith whetstone plus a rare or magic rustic sash with a bow, and you get like a 50-60% increased physical modifier, and then you craft on some intelligence or whatever you need. And this basically helps you through the entire campaign. But as you see right now, it is like, I don't barely ever need to use snipe, which is good, because snipe early on feels like terrible. If there is like some bigger monsters or want to go faster, then I load it up for one stage. Oh, this could be nice. That's what I'm talking about. And we got, this is not bad actually. No wait, it has sad. It has triple prefix full. If that would just be flat fizz and I craft just bench craft percent fizz, then this would have been better than what I'm currently using. But this is how fast you're basically getting upgrades, or you just buy one, but I'm not sure. I kind of want to wait until more people get into maps, because then the items are getting pretty cheap. But as you saw, at the moment, Blood Aqueduct's run is actually pretty chill. So gearing wise, let's talk about this one real quick. Let me go back to hideout before there's some goblins spamming emotes. I said I want to have a mark of submission early on with vulnerability, so I bought one, I think in Act 3 for a chaos, and that's pretty much it. What we do in the guild is usually we throw in, like, there's always people that are faster, that are slower, and if you're somebody that is faster and you just throw like random foldings or something in stash, right, even if it's a white base, it helps out other people that are slower. And this is basically how I got my early 5 link. I think it was like Act 6 or 7 or something. You know, we're just like throwing in items that could be useful. I'm also throwing in my older bows so you can actually see what I was running before, like this one. Even if it had fire damage on, it was still like up to 190 physical damage. That was the one that I used before that. So usually, you know, we just gather items and what could be useful for other people. If they start today, they have access to a bunch of like 4 and 5 links and some weapons and stuff. So this helps out quite a lot, and that also helps me because I also got like a 5 link out of the guild stash, and I think this bow as well, because somebody found it. Yeah, so everything here is basically life resistance. I got a crew reward from the Nameless Seer in Act 1. Other than that, the mark of submission for a chaos, the rest life resistance gear. You can check my PUB, which is linked in the description below. So let's talk about currency. At the moment, I'm sitting, since we're in Act 9, I'm sitting on 41 chaos. So I got the elemental hit of the Spectrum that I sold for 4 chaos, and in the very end, before I went to bed, I got another Nameless Seer in Act 8, where I got the Barracks Respite, and that sold for 25C. So you can say about 30 chaos was about from trading, and about 10 chaos was just flat drops. This is not a lot, still no Divine Orb, which is fine. I mean, who cares? But this is gonna help. Once I finish the campaign today on stream, I'm gonna go kill Kitaba, and then I usually do my first round of like a shopping tour. A shopping tour means that I'm just gonna take my chaos, and I'd say I'm doing like a 1, 2, 3 chaos kind of thing per item that I want to use, right? So I'm going PoE trade. I'm gonna set up my filter, say I want to have life resistance, and give me or show me the best result that I could get for my 2 or 3 chaos. And once I spend like, let's say up to 5 chaos per single slot, then I should have gear that should easily get me into the high tier maps. And the first day of mapping should be absolutely no problem. There's not really any core items, maybe a Rislatter's Coil, that might be nice to pick up early because they're getting expensive. That's like kind of sad. Yesterday night, they were like 15 chaos, and I was like, do I just buy it and then go to bed, and probably gonna be more expensive next day? And I decided not to, and guess what happened? They went from 15 chaos to like 80 chaos or something. So yeah, I should have bought it, but it is what it is. For me, League Start is not a race. It is, PoE for me generally is a marathon. So if we're consistently playing every single day, we're gonna get the currency, we're gonna get the upgrades, and we're gonna progress further to the Atlas. So the goal for today is basically finish the campaign, do a bunch of like side content, a bit of heist, a bit of delve, like whatever we're gonna do, and then do our first shopping tour, and then push into the maps. And I would like to see at least 50 map completions at the end of my stream. If you want to check that out, twitch.tv/mbextreme, streaming every single day. Yesterday was like, I think 13 hours or something, but yeah, it's stressful life early on as a content creator, to say the least. Alright guys, all the information that you need, like PUB wise and stuff, is in the description below. I hope you had also like a wonderful league start. Tell me in the comments what you decided to league start with. And yeah guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.